and we are live. Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the May 27, 2023 installment of the Focus Up show. We thank you for tuning in live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms and catching up on us on replay, and ask that you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy. Nice is in the word Saint spelled backwards. And my co-hosts are the lovely First Lady J. We got Brother Walk, host of Sex Talk with Walk on Thursdays at 9 p.m. The infamous El Poo, and Brother Floyd X.
What up? Hey, real quick, I'm in the West Coast kind of mood. I'm up here repping the West Coast. I'm feeling real LA today. Even though I'm living in Sac, I'm feeling real LA right now.
We support that. West. So how you doing this Saturday morning, First Lady J?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. I hope you all are well today too.
Good. Walk. What's up with you, man?
What up, man? Feeling good? Man, we did it again. Friday Night Live. It was lit. We got a lot of feedback. We had over 4 billion No, I'm just kidding. we had like 100 people tuning in. A few of the homies tapped in. I was even live on Facebook the same time we was live on the broadcast. So it was all good. And guess what? Whoever was all on the show made it home safe because we didn't go nowhere. We got high and we got drunk and we got live. It was lit.
Rumor has it there might have been some discrimination as far as getting some ladies on the show.
Yes, there were. Had 8 women lined up trying to tap in with their glasses in their hands, ready for the link.
See, if I was on the show, I would have made sure they got on the show. El Pool.
Hey, Walk was the one that's supposed to have been putting them on.
Hey, I sent the link. That's all I can say. So whatever didn't happen is beyond my control. Oh, I like that.
It didn't happen on time.
There's a bunch of complaints. So what to do, El Poo?
Man, I'm blessed, happy to be here, and I'm glad we had that Friday night live takeover, and now I don't have a hangover, which is good.
Hey. Oh, I'm glad y'all made it to Saturday morning, so I'm appreciating that. And
especially for Walk, huh? Especially Walk. I'm glad you made it this week, Walk. Welcome back, Walk.
Let me fix my screen.
Whole show. Brother Floyd X, you already said you're in the West move, so let's get on with the show. So the first topic that we want to talk about in the news is Tina Turner. That's right, Tina Turner, born Anime Bullock in Brownsville, Tennessee. That's right, Pooh, another Tennessee. In 1939, she would ultimately adopt the moniker Tina Turner and form the Ike and Tina Turner Revue with her husband Ike. Now, after a tumultuous relationship with Ike Turner, she won her rights to continue on with her stage name and jump back into the music scene in the 80s, and not only charted #1, but won a Grammy. So you see that, Walk? Older people can still do a great music too, so we can still contribute. We still got something in us. She's an absolute legend in the game, and we lost her several days ago at the age of 83, and we salute that beautiful Black queen.
Shout out to Tina. First Lady, you got something to say?
I was saying salute as well. Go ahead. Say what you have to say.
Shout out to Tina Turner. I want to give a tidbit of news. I know when everybody looked her up, everybody was like, Swiss artist. What the hell? That's she from America. Well, here's the news. Miss Tina Turner, in 2013, she filed to relinquish her U.S. citizenship. She relinquished it and became a citizen of, what's the name of that country?
Switzerland.
Switzerland, yeah. She became a citizen of Switzerland. I'm not familiar with that area of the world, but talk to me about Asia, the West Pac. I'm all real familiar with that, but back to Tina Turner. So she relinquished her citizenship and became a citizen of the Switzerland in 2013. She also got married that year to her husband, her, what is it called? What they call him, widower or widow? What is he?
I don't know if they genderize it.
Widower.
Yes.
Okay. His name is, he's a German producer, Erwin Bach. So they got married in 2013 also. So he's left behind for her. And the one thing about, real quick, let me get to it. She's been fighting poor health. She had a stroke in 2013, intestinal cancer in 2016, and a kidney transplant in 2017. So going through all that, it was I guess we could look at it as a blessing that she made it to live to 83. She had a son who died at age 62. So R.I.P. to Tina Turner. Much love and respect. And this is a picture, the image of her husband, the one she married in 2013. And then it's rumored that she went on to her ex-husband, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
Oh my!
I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's move on. Let me
apologize for that. You know, it's a shame that the Ike Turner Tina Turner relationship has become like a metaphor for I guess domestic violence. But don't run away now. But I was gonna say, hey, Walk, is there anything you want to add to that?
Hey, salute to that sister. I looked at her as a mother figure for years. Like, to me, when I was a kid, when I first seen her, I've seen her like my mom on TV, like really older woman just representing, and she was on her own and everything. It was just so beautiful, and I'm glad that she lived her life the way she did. And guess what? If I become a millionaire too, I'm gonna relinquish my United States citizenship too. I'm gonna be in Nigeria. Yeah, man. Yes. Salute to Tina Turner. Love you.
Right.
Yep.
Elpoo, anything to add to that?
Yeah, salute to the lady, rest in peace and everything. And I must say, she did have the type of ladies that put stockings out of business.
For real. And speaking of resting in peace, you know, let's talk about our Lakers.
Oh man,
it was a tough run. It was a tough run. You know, we started from the bottom, and now we're done. But you know, it was a nice run. I mean, look, in Laker Town, it's a championship or bust. I don't know how realistic that was for us, but you know, all things considered, you know, we ended up in a way better place than we started off. So we'll see how the offseason plays out, and you know,
will LeBron retire?
No,
he's not gonna retire.
Okay, he got like 1 to 2 more years left in his contract.
No, he got 1 more year on it. He's got like 45 million to not retire. So yeah, so he's gonna stick around.
But here's the thing: like when I was watching the playoffs and the whole run, LeBron was clocking too many minutes, man. He was too old to be doing that, but he had to because he got to carry a bunch of the load. AD was representing, and then some days he didn't, man. It was just, it was an inevitable season for not to make it. Like, that's just what was happening. I confess that I gave up on the Lakers around January. I did. I didn't think they was gonna make it this far, but they did. It was salute the season, but it still was a bust because we didn't get that chipper rule, baby. So, but I think he should retire. I think he should retire right now. I think that's a wrap.
Hey, if this is my 2K team, I would have traded him already. I would have cashed in on him and got me some young people.
Yeah.
You sounding like me now.
Who's getting
like
traded?
Mr. Nice Guy.
Hey, sometimes I gotta learn from the master.
Who do y'all predict is gonna get traded off the team?
Well, the thing about it is they got some good contracts. So they got, you know, Beasley, they got his contract. So that's a person you could get something. If they want to sign in D'Angelo, I mean, that's another contract that they can flip. And Mo Bamba, that's another 10 mil. So those are basically the hardest thing with trading in the NBA is really just you got a match salary. So now they have matchable salaries that they can upgrade with. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, there's some things they can do, but I like the core of this team, you know.
So according to the Laker Nation, D'Angelo Russell was seeking a 4-year, $100 million deal with the Timberwolves, and now that's how the Lakers got a hold of him because they didn't want to do that. So how much you think the Lakers gonna be paying him? It's 2-year extension up to $67 million is what he's looking for.
They said they're not gonna be.
It damn sure ain't gonna be no $100 million. It ain't gonna be nowhere close to that. He ain't worth that.
Is he worth $60 million?
Wait, the most important factor about D'Angelo Russell, he snitched on my boy Swaggy P. I ain't gonna never forget that. You's a sucker, homie. I ain't gonna never forget that. I don't care if he MVP or led the Lakers to the championship. You still a sucker. And I'm glad that Magic got rid of your bitch ass in, what was that, 2010, 11, 14, 15, 16, something like that. You're a sucker. So get out of here. We don't want you in L.A. You see that L.A. parks? Don't let me catch you in the park, homie.
Hey, so for the record, he didn't snitch. He didn't snitch. What he did was made a terrible joke, and it got out. Had that not gotten out, that damage wouldn't have been. But it's his responsibility. He cost that dude Iggy Azalea, so you know it's for real. He deserves a lot of blame, but it wasn't snitching. He didn't go to Iggy Azalea.
He videotaped it and put the tape out. What you talking about?
No, he didn't put the tape out. He videotaped
put the tape out.
He didn't put that's the whole point. He said I didn't put that out. That was
who put it out.
It hurt him.
It's on my phone.
Hold on. Look. After Jay Walk said what he said, D'Angelo Russell looked at him like this. Come on, let's move on. We're gonna get to that one day, other day. Yeah.
All right.
So now we're talking about and speaking of retiring, there's another person who's announced his retirement. That's Carmelo Anthony. Now, Carmelo Anthony, he was a hog. I mean, you know, he was a ball hog, but he was also a hog as far as a good player. You know what I'm saying? You know, he career averaged 22 points, but I mean, that really doesn't tell the whole story. You know, during his heyday, during his prime period, he was one of the most dominant players in the NBA, and you really can't talk about that era that he was in without him. So the fact of the matter is that he was that impact player. That's why I think he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But no one's going to retire his jersey. He didn't win anything with anybody. You know, he just scored a lot. He dominated after a fashion. And he's part of the reason why that LeBron D-Wade draft is considered one of the best drafts ever. So, you know, salute to Carmelo. So go ahead. What you got to say about that one?
I don't see him first ballot Hall of Fame. I don't think he will even make Hall of Fame, just to be honest with you, because there's a difference between him and a player such as AI, who was a ball hog as well, a shooter. He led his team, a bum-ass team. Snow, and remember the whole team that Allen Iverson had, led them to at least to the big dance. This is a question that me and El Poo asked each other last night. Did Carmelo even make it to the Western Conference ever?
I'm going to tell you.
I don't recall. For some reason, I feel like he did have a big battle with the Lakers, possibly, but in Denver. Oh, he said no. Hey, but you know, the Basketball Hall of Fame is not just a function of only your NBA career; it's also your college career. And he was a college champion.
But college ain't got nothing to do with the NBA, though, bro. Come on now.
No. Did you hear what I just said? The Basketball Hall of Fame doesn't have an NBA Hall of Fame. It has a Basketball Hall of Fame. Okay, so it takes into account your NBA career and your college career.
Yeah, and his high school career. Yeah, he was a terror in high school too. So yeah, okay.
What you got to say about that, First Lady? They being disrespectful to Carmelo.
I'm sipping on my tea, but just to be honest, I don't think he's going to make it to the Hall of Fame either. So I'm going to keep.
Damn.
Hey,
you know what?
So the consensus is, does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, let's just tag this video so everybody remember this. What is this? This is Saturday, May 27, 2023, 9/9/14, when everybody was wrong on the Focuz Up show except for me.
And I will apologize on live if we're wrong.
Hey, tag it, write it down, seal it in an envelope, and mail it to me, baby. Yeah, he ain't gonna make it.
And speaking of that, you know, Carmelo, he averaged 22, his career numbers, which not necessarily a big high number, you know, because he at the end of his year he was sort of like a journeyman, but JJ Redick went on to make the comment that he didn't think. Oh, you about to say something?
I'm gonna say one more thing about Carmelo Anthony. I will say this: he was an MVP at Bed and Beautiful Women. Yeah, he gonna make that Hall of Fame.
Yeah, now that he's retiring, we got more time to spend with Swiss Beats, Alicia Keys, and his wife.
Ouch.
I don't get that, but what happened? But let's move on. We're gonna get back to that.
We'll get back to that.
So JJ Redick said that because Magic Johnson didn't even average 20 points for his career, that he didn't think he was a top 10 player. And I want to say that this is absolute ridiculous, absolute blasphemy. Magic Johnson's imprints on the game are way bigger than his 19 point whatever career average. I mean, his rookie year will never be duplicated. He dominated the game in his rookie year, went to the finals, was the finals MVP, won the championship, played all 5 positions. That'll never be topped. So he's an absolute Hall of Famer, not to mention the fact what he did in college, against Larry Bird. What you got to say about that, Brother Walt?
I will put Magic in the top 15 of the greatest players ever. Come on now. Like, I don't know what this dude is talking about. Sometimes Magic maybe had like 8 points in the game, but he affected the game every time. He was a court general. He was what a freaking point guard should have been. Just not necessarily about scoring. All this scoring point guards came with Steph Curry, Allen Iverson, and other guards of that nature, point guards like that. Magic did his thing, and definitely shouldn't have no smut talked about with some sucker like JJ Redick. Who is he? No, I know he is, but F.
5 championships.
Right.
Put some respect on Magic.
Right.
Cool.
So then also we have in the news this situation with this Korean airplane. So
man.
So check this out. Now the physics they don't even have locks on these doors. And the reason why they don't is because you can't open these things, or at least you're not supposed to be able to in the air because of all the pressure on the outside of the plane. You literally have to be the Hulk to be able to open one of these doors. And somehow this person defied physics after. Now it was off a descent. It wasn't at its highest, where it's going to be the most difficult to do it.
Yeah, it was 650 feet.
Yeah, but he actually successfully opened the door in flight.
Okay.
And all I got to say is when that plane lands, he is getting mollywopped.
The man, he said he felt suffocated and he was under pressure. He recently lost his job. This happened in Seoul, Korea, Asiana Airlines. It happened. He lost his job. He felt suffocated, and he's looking at 10 years in jail according to the aviation safety laws. He could face up to 10 years in jail for that.
All I can say is, I wish I was on that damn flight. He got his ass whooped after that flight.
Yeah, that airplane marshal ain't enough.
Yeah. He got his butt whooped. But yeah.
It's crazy.
What you got to say about that, First Lady J?
I'm like, Walk, I'm glad I wasn't on that plane.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, planes is scary enough without all of that stuff. I mean, it's just. That's making me think that I'm gonna have to buy. I'm gonna have to get the what they call that, the
seat by the door.
Yeah, the seat by the door every single time now.
Are you sure that wasn't AI that opened the door?
Man.
Every trip now, people gonna be looking at the dude at the third. It's like, try something stupid. Do something stupid.
Word.
Oh, I was on a plane when someone got up, when they put on the lights, they say everybody sit down, put on your seatbelts. And I remember someone got up, started walking for the bathroom, and me and the other person looked at each other. We was like, do we have to jump this person? Let me know, because after 9/11, we don't tolerate too much stuff, but there ain't gonna be too much cutting up on no airplane.
Man.
So we ready to you got something to say about that, El Poo?
No, I just don't fly too much, and now I know why.
Man. Man.
So you want to get into the topics now. We're getting to the main stuff. we're going to talk about first topic up is psychotic people.
Psycho like no other. Psychotic people.
Some of these people use this as an excuse, or they think it wear it as like a badge, like it's a cool thing, like I'm crazy, blah blah blah, whatever. But the reality is, you still got to deal with the fallout of that. That is absolutely no excuse. We had this. First of all, talk about like that movie Acrimony with the lovely, what's that lady's name?
Roger P. Henson.
Yes.
Okay, and I mean, this is like a testimony. I gotta tell you, my experience with Black women hasn't been the greatest. I haven't forsaken Black women. I'm in Camp Walk when it comes to Black women. But the bottom line is, I've dealt with some craziness, and I just gotta tell you, watching Snapped, which I hate to do. My wife loves that show. You see just a lot of stuff that's going on, and there's no excuse for it.
Sounds a little misogynistic to me, Mr.
I'm
Nice
just saying
Guy.
that, hey, you know what? In this area, I'm kind of leaning on that as far as women, because, obviously, there's dudes out there that are pressing you. When men are out there doing that, they're doing terrible things like killing women and cutting them up and stuff like that. But when you talk about, the crazy stuff like this lady, she found her husband looking at a video of him having sex with a female, and she went and stabbed him up and didn't realize that this video was of her when she was younger.
Damn.
So so it's just like,
that's insane.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing about it, unstable creatures.
Hey, when they asked her why what happened, she was just like, oops.
I want to say something, but I want to give the first lady the opportunity, since Mr. Nice Guy was so misogynistic.
Hey, it's gonna come back in the next topic too. But go ahead.
Repeat what you said, Mr. Nice Guy. Repeat what you said.
I understand that, when it comes to like psychotic, like guys are oppressive, and it's bad enough that, men are like, abusers and dominating and, and rape. I mean, these are all terrible things that, that men have a history of doing. But when you talk about just the psychoticness, the nature of just being all extra, I tip my hat to women. I tip my hat to women, because they seem to take it to a whole nother level. I mean, when you talk about pettiness, when you talk about, just flipping rage from the nice to hot to warm and all this other stuff, women have a history that I've observed. Now, again, I've only observed a very small portion of the women that exist in the world, but particularly, it's crazy. And when you watch stuff like Snap, you see that these sisters be snapping. So what you got to say about that?
Damn right, because we have to put up with a lot of y'all BS. Y'all make us want to snap, but you know what? It's up to us to be proactive versus reactive. But you do have a valid point. I do feel like a lot of us women, we take it to the extreme because we wear our feelings on our shoulder and in our heart. So depending on the situation, we will go in worse than a man will. I have to agree with you on that, hands down.
You
expect me to agree with that. And I heard one of y'all say something about Black women. I heard y'all say something about Black women, but Black women are not the most psychotic people, even though that's not what was said. But yeah,
hey, which is true. Which is true. Y'all remember LaBraina Bobbitt, so you can't put on our sisters being the most psychotic. Right. But now, but check this out. But here's the reason why. Because women, they are fragile, docile creatures, feminine. They have to use whatever they can to fight back. I look at it as that their mechanism. Men, we're stronger. We can, and they see it as that's the way that I could get you. It's that rage or whatever they do. Like, because I've had stuff done to me from women to where, because of, the lifestyle I was living, I'm a player. Which I thought you knew. Anyway, women, the way they got at me was through ways that they knew they could hurt me. And it did hurt certain things. So that's just what they do. I wouldn't necessarily call it psychotic. I just look at it more as a defense mechanism. And that's how they're expressing it.
I'll say this. The reason why we use black women is because the first person that we had exposure to was a black woman, which is our mothers, number one. And number two, I'm not going to call it psychotic. Sometimes it's just vindictive.
Yeah. Right.
Man.
Yeah. To me, psychotic is chopping off your wee-wee and throwing it out the window.
That's beyond psychotic. Yeah, that's just, you're right.
That's an extreme of psychotic, but psychotic is still psychotic. Being all extra out, going off about certain things that are probably not worthy of going off of. I mean, if you pull up the definition, you'll find that it encapsulates a lot of activity, a lot of behavior that is, way too common in our in our community. Because I know there's a lot of black people that sit and say, "Oh, I want that feisty woman. I want that woman to argue with me and give me all these troubles and all this stuff like that." And I'm like, nah, man. That ain't for me.
I've heard it. I've heard it said that psychotic women have the best sex. Have y'all heard that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they say. Psychotic women have the best sex.
Okay. Can I put a disclaimer out there about this psychotic thing, because I'm actually feeling some type of way. I did realize it is Gemini season, and I am a Gemini, and I know people tend to think that Geminis are psychotic, feel like that we have two personalities, that A and that B, and I'm not going to say what the B is for, but the angel. I want to put a disclaimer out there. Geminis are not psychotic people, okay? I know this is Gemini season and we're on this topic, and everybody referred to Geminis as psychotic, but we are only what you make us.
Hey, first lady, the psychotic is in the name, Gemini. It's two people. It's
Gemini.
Put my disclaimer out there.
And like you said, Floyd X, anything with two heads is a monster.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
But I want to speak on what Nice Guy was talking about Snap. One thing I like about Snap is that it's fair and balanced. They got a show on I think it's the Oprah Winfrey Network called For My Man, and they show all these women doing all this psychotic stuff, and they put all the blame on the men. Y'all ever watch that show, For My Man?
No, but I'm gonna have to tap
in. It's just like Snap, and everything that all the crime or the murders that the women commit, it goes back, it lands in the lap of men.
I ain't seen the show, but I know a lot of women that actually blame men, like Lady J doing right now.
Ding, ding.
If the shoe fits,
Hold on. Let me clear the stage so it's just the first lady and El Poo so they can go at it. Let's go.
Take that battle. Let's go. So
I'm just
we are blaming men because, like I said, it's typically only what you make us or what you allow us to become. Like, I can snap in 0.3 seconds if I allow myself to, but where's it going to lead me? That's why I mentioned about being proactive versus reactive. Everybody doesn't have that mindset to think that way. And sometimes you just have to walk away because, like I said, we do wear our feelings. We wear our feelings from head to toe. And so I've seen when women have just snapped and went off and become abusive. And I'll be like, this girl is crazy. This girl is crazy. No way I'm going to act that way. And yes, I'm going to blame it on some of the men because of our actions. Take what you guys just said about that man that opened up the plane. That was a psychotic. It didn't have anything to do. Women not opening planes. Women not going out here because they lose their jobs or killing stuff. A lot of these psychotic reactions for women are because of what men have done to them or how they made them feel. And that's why you have stuff like Snap, even though, like he said, it goes back to what? Men. And what's the name of the other show you said on?
For My Man.
Or you heard that word, M-A-N.
And they got a male psychotherapist on there who justifies everything the women do and say she was so sadly controlled by this man, and he just sit there with his degree. Oh man, I hate that dude. He's a I'm a right there.
Speaking of controlling,
wait. But that goes along with what I said. that's their defense mechanism. That's how they react. They can't be like, I'm gonna just whoop your ass, nigga. If they can't, they want to. Like my baby mama say that all the time. She want to beat me up, and I'm like, try it. Many have tried, and many have failed. What you think you come to? So the only way the only thing she can do is be a lunatic. I hope she ain't watching this show.
And women tend to black out. They quick to black out, and that's how they end up pulling the trigger, stabbing, shooting, things of that nature. Is because of their emotions.
Let me
and can get off with it.
Stuff on the freeway.
That is a defense in court. Go ahead. That is a defense in court for women. Real life, because they got a thing called cooling off period. Go ahead, my bad.
Let me give a shout out to this YouTuber named That Boy Will out of New Orleans. He said a clear indication of a psychotic woman is any woman with the nose rings right here. All right.
On that, hey, you know what? But that pivots right into our whole this discussion goes right into the next topic about who's more controlling, men or women. Now, I'll start off by saying that first of all, women are controlling. They're not necessarily controlling from a position of power, but controlling from a position of nitpicking, from a position of just Chinese water torture. I'm saying now again, not all women are like this, but I'm just saying that those that are exercising control, because there some relationships are sort of in a loving give and take, but in those situations where you have a lot of controlling going on, I would say that it's women that have much more demands. Men tend not to have as many demands as women, so that by itself is the nature of that. But I ain't trying to dog women. I'm just saying that women are kind of extra out generally. But
I agree with you. Let me say one thing about that. Let's go back to Tina Turner. When she did get on, she had a song called "You Better Be Good to Me," and she was serious about that. So I think women are a little bit more controlling too.
What you got to say about that, First Lady J?
Well, when you use the word demanding in front of it, I would have to agree. We are more controlling in what we demand. I know I can be controlling. I'm not going to lie about that, but in a good way. My controlling is more in a nurturing mother type of way, controlling. Or for instance, like I may want my dude to look a certain way when we step outside the house. He may just want to throw on something. And I'm like, no, I don't want to walk out like that. I may want him to smell a certain way. So it's situational. When it all boils down to it, I think it's a situational thing based on who you're with. But for myself, I know that I can be more controlling and have more demands and require more. Just around the house, period. When we're out and about, I can have more demands. Putting the word demand there, yes, absolutely. But as far as trying to control and take their manhood from, I'm not that type of controlling. But I do demand that my guy look a certain way, act a certain type of way, like we act like men and women inside, out in public and in the house. I'm demanding about that. I'm demanding about a whole lot of things, but positive things. Like I'm not demanding control and saying you can't go with your boys, you can't go hang with your fellas. I'm not that type of controlling person because I have friends. I believe in balance and relationships, and we're both grown and we know right from wrong. So controlling.
So you
go ahead.
It seems like you balance demanding and controlling. That's it. Demanding / controlling. Yeah.
I'm not in denial though. By far. Okay. But it's not in a bad way. Sometimes controlling. Correct me if I'm
an alcoholic, but not in a bad way. Come on now.
You know what? I'm gonna talk to you after the show about that.
Wait, check in. I always say that women are more controlling, and you know where it all starts. Leave the toilet seat down before you leave the bathroom. You trying to control me, girl? I ain't gonna do it just because you said. I'm telling you, that's controlling. That's you in my head while I'm in the bathroom. It's all mental. Yeah, women are more controlling.
that's a little bit petty to me, to be honest. I know that's a lot of women pet peeves, but like if you walk in the bathroom and the toilet seat up, how hard is it just to put it down? Like when you
speaking for yourself. You speaking for yourself. I've seen women go nuclear.
No, I know a lot of women that I said that's their pet peeve. It really is. Now, especially if you walk in the middle of the night, you go to your bathroom and the seat up, you don't turn the light on, and you fall in the toilet. You know, I hear that story a lot too. But I mean, it's just men. We have certain habits too that I'm sure you guys don't like. Women that wear weaves, I'm sure if you have a woman like that, you go in there and you see the hair in the bathroom, you're like, dang, like she can't clean this up after she done combed her hair and it's shedding everywhere. It's a lot that comes with it. Like I hear I'm a different breed when it comes to women. I know it, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And a lot of women look at me like, but it is what it is. I am who I am.
Men are very simple creatures. Like if I was a guy dating a guy, it'd be easy. It's like it's too easy. Not pause. What's that? Pause or whatever. Like I know with a cat like me, it's very simple to please me. Sandwich. Shh, be quiet. Make me another sandwich. Be quiet again. That's it. I'm good.
But we're not gonna talk about
Damn.
Like you said, I'm talking about me.
Hey, First Lady say she gonna see you at 3:00 after school, fool.
I'm not controlling and demanding in a bad way, is what I'm saying. And that's usually what people think of, like women being controlling. Like you said, it'd be petty stuff, all that. My controlling is more positive. My demands are positive, and I can be a little brat at times, but in a deserving way.
Let me add in one point. You guys brought this up, and the world needs to listen to this. Okay, we have this debate about whether the toilet seat should be up or down between men and women. Both of y'all are wrong. The whole thing should be down. You should not have anything having a risk of falling into the toilet. I remember I had a roommate with some children, and I kept saying, look, I need them to put the seat down. She's like, oh, but what you complain about, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And she would they would keep their toothbrushes on top of the back of the toilet thing. And one of the days, one of them fell into the toilet. And she was so prideful, and I was sitting there laughing because this basically proved my whole point about why the toilet seat should always be down for many reasons. And she may or may not have made that kid use that toilet brush just because of her pride and not wanting to admit that she was wrong, which would have been terrible. But that's not the point. So you can come off of me. I just want to put that out there.
I got one question.
Everybody that keep their toothbrush above where you
go. That's nasty.
That's what I was getting ready to ask. I mean, who would do that?
That just doesn't make sense.
I won't put my toothbrush will not even be in the bathroom, so but still. But my point is that stuff can fall in, the air from the toilet is all, coming all this other. Put the whole thing down. That's what you should be doing. That's the hygiene thing. Put the whole thing down.
Agreed.
Well, let me say this. I think controlling is more of a personality trait as opposed to a gender trait. You got men who are controlling and you got women who are controlling. And I don't think it has anything to do with their gender.
And that's why I would say it's situational. It can go.
Quit trying to win women brownie points, fool. Just say what you're supposed to say.
He didn't win brownie points because he was
controlling the household.
He was expecting the horn. I can tell by the expression of his face.
Man.
But he's right, though. It is really situational. So, but I'll be the first to admit I am controlling.
And I'll give you this: when women are controlling, it's kind of like harassment. But when men are controlling, it can be abusive. And I see in the
that's
situation.
That's an opinion, bro. That's an opinion.
Well, I know it's an opinion, but I'm just saying in the situations where I've seen men like having the most restrictions. A lot of them are the kept men that are completely dependent on this woman that are not they're basically protecting their household where they can lay their rest at because they're not doing nothing. So
why we want to throw out abuse when it's on the man's side?
I said because this is a different type of controlling because now it's a controlling from it like when Walk said like controlling, it's like a defensive mechanism. it's not a defensive mechanism if men are doing it. If they're doing it, I mean, it might be a cultural thing, and then that's different. But if it's coming from like, you
saying that men can't defend themselves.
We say that I'm saying that they don't have to defend themselves like women have to defend themselves. I mean, obviously they have to gird their stuff when they go to sleep so stuff don't end up on the freeway. But for all intents and purposes, it's not like they're gonna be worried about taking that one-on-one fade.
Listen, women can be just as abusive as a man. So a man has to have defense himself in the same manner as a woman will have to defend herself. We got to stop gender. What they call that thing? Gender assigning.
It's
the
my
word
defense.
Abuse is not
way strong.
A gender,
way strong.
A man's issue. That is not a man's issue. Oh, we just some abusive people. No, men and women are abusive equally.
I agree with that. Totally. I totally agree with that, brother.
Yep.
Floyd X, I agree with you.
Yeah. So where we at? We moving
on?
We're
probably at the shout outs to commercial type point, because we want to get into that AI, but let's get into the shout out / commerciales.
All right. Well, I got a few commercials, but since Walk is back, let's let Jay Walk do these commercial things. Man. Come on, know about heart now, dude. Come on.
First of all, okay. La Bread Trucking. Salute. Hey, La Bread Trucking. I know you seen the tribute I put to the Worldwide Hustlers. Oh, that was tight. I did that on Facebook. Yeah. Anyway, salute to La Bread Trucking. We got Muhammad Meats, Pause, up in San Francisco, Oakland. My bad. Then we got Wukusu, Wake Up, Clean Up, Stand Up. I'm still waiting on that check for that wall I painted for them guys like years ago. What's going on? That's Floyd X and brother Gangster Maurice, aka the Mad Low. We getting him on you, nice guy. We got to top with that. Ooh.
That's right. Me and Omar is gonna be ready for that. We's gonna be ready for that.
Okay. Anyway, but yes, Buddy Bud Music. My boy, he's going to be on the show again, Toppy Woppy. We scheduling the show. We talking right now. Toppy Woppy is coming back on the show. He trying to top my boy, Buddy Bud. Nah, but Buddy Bud hit the fucking, I ain't going to even say how many he hit, but you know what it is. And we out here, we doing it. We doing the Focus Up show every Saturday, 9 a.m. Run one of them commercials, bro. I got something to do.
Hey, we'll go.
And lastly,
and let's not forget to shout out the Homies Way Car Club, JC. And I'm going to put out there, gobealive.org. Gobealive.org. Get you some black honey.
Cool.
So we're ready to pivot to talk about this AI. Why don't you put that amazing picture you put up there for us, Brother Floyd X?
Yep. I forgot where that picture came from, but
well, I'll just set the frame up. There we go. So, this AI is impacting many things. It's not just the function. It's going to be taking people's jobs as far as drivers, people that are creating content, all type of things that you would want that you can telecommunicating, telemarketers. I get AI phone calls all the time. So, it's AI is taking over everything. But one extra thing that it's jumping into is the music industry. And we see that the people have been playing around with this. There's a video out there circulating, Tupac's version of Mini Man with Biggie.
Let me pull that up real quick. Let's play it and tell me if y'all think this sounds like Biggie and Tupac.
Death upon me, blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, and niggas trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a nigga for fucking with me. My back on the wall, now you go, motherfucker, I ain't dead. I'm the diamond in the dirt, that ain't big foul. I'm not the ground king, and I ain't been cramped. When I rob, something special happened every time. I'm the greatest, something like a Lee in his prime. I walk the block with the bundles, I've been knocked on the humble. Swing outs when I rumble, show your ass what my gun do. Got a temper, nigga, go ahead, lose your head. Turn.
Hey, y'all gotta stop me. I was too into that. That shit sounds hard to me. What y'all think?
It's disrespectful. I mean, that's the thing about it. If the people that have the estate that are making, if they're making money off it and they're okay with it, that's their call. But like Ice Cube says, he feels like it's demonic because, when you're doing samples and stuff, you're getting people's permission. But with this AI stuff, I mean, anybody can do it. There's this AI thing where they're like, hey, AI, make some Drake songs. And that they not only did his sound and did all this stuff, but they created lyrics, did the whole thing. So, and Timberlake, he's embracing this stuff. Timberland. He's embracing this stuff. He wants to go forward with it, so he's like, hey, he wants to roll his sleeves up and take advantage of it. So, I mean, that's where AI is taking many jobs, not just the regular jobs we was talking about.
Many jobs. AI taking many jobs.
If AI put these rappers out of business, we're going to have no rappers getting killed.
Okay.
And we ain't gonna, if AI puts a lot of rappers out, it's not gonna be that much mumble rap. But listen, this is my thing. I was on the fence about this AI, but it will not be stopped. You're not going to stop it. This is just a little brief, tiny little part of AI, and it's just starting. It's going to improve and get better and better and better. So ain't nothing y'all can do. So you might as well embrace it. I think that was the mindset of Timberland. That's why he hopping on board. And he was like, I never worked with Biggie. I never worked with this hard. I always would love to have them on my beat, and he getting what he want. Everybody gonna get what they want. But here's where it's gonna get dangerous. And I do agree with you, Mr. Nice Guy. The family should be compensated. You're advertising this as Tupac, Biggie. Well, they should be compensated for whatever sales, whatever. The state that they have should be compensated. I forgot my other point, but I'm gonna stop there. Yeah.
What you got to say about that, First Lady?
It's kind of scary. It really sounds like it's them. I was telling Mr. X that earlier. I think it's wrong for them to do that. And once again, who's going to compensate the family?
Hey,
let's go to our top producer in the music game, Mr. L. Poole. What's your take on all this AI stuff, man?
Zoom in on him.
He's mad because he didn't come up with the idea.
Well, first of all, let me say, when I saw the topic AI and music, I thought y'all was talking about Allen Iverson. I throw away all my notes. Damn. But the bad part about this is, in the future, you're not going to know what's real and what's not. And it's hard for people to determine that right now. And with this type of technology, you're going to have people like Donald Trump saying, that wasn't me saying all that. No, that was AI.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the danger in it. You ain't gonna be able to know who's what, what's what, and unless you right there. What you see on your screen is just you don't know what's real and what's not. It's already, like I say, they already say believe half of what you see, or what, half of what you hear, and
half of what you see it, none of what you hear. Yeah, half of what you see.
And now it's gonna be none and none.
Yeah, now you can't believe anything.
None of that shit. All this AI and holograms shit. I swear I saw Tupac and I heard him. He's still alive, nigga. That's what people gonna be saying. R.
Kelly was ahead of his time. Remember in 2000, he said that with all this technology, that couldn't be me in there. They could have put a person like there just on that young lady.
He also said it was his brother too.
Oh yeah.
Technology, see?
And the thing about it is, this is really going to make it, I feel, it's probably going to be harder for rappers if you're not a rapper producer, because a lot of producers, when they create stuff, they're thinking like, oh, this would be dope if this was, they already have like a concept of who they would like to have on or what type of vibe. And if they can just basically write something and then run the Biggie algorithm through it, and all of a sudden now you got Biggie on it, it's just like, like boom. So I mean, because I know like on my end, I'd always like want to write. I'd like to hear a beat to write to, and then my producer would always be like, well, I want to hear like a vocal to write to, to compose to. So this is the type of situation where it's like the chicken or the egg, but you know, the artist is going to be hurt way more than the producers should be loving this.
Okay.
Where you at, First Lady?
She spoke.
Yeah, she already
spoke.
Oh my God.
Oh.
But hey, we got.
But here's the thing. Watch this though. Watch this with AI. Listen, it's about to get crazy. A lot of these rappers ain't really rapping. They just going in the studio. They might press the algorithm like, yo, make me a song for me. Make me, and then send that in, yeah, and get paid. Yeah, this is gonna be crazy. Yeah. It'll be 21 Savage, just like, you know, I don't feel like writing that. Just bam, 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 bam. I sent that to Drake. Put it on the album. Drake loves it. Bam, get paid. Man, this is about to.
It's gonna be Milli Vanilli, but it's actually gonna be them.
Right. Their consent. Yep. Yep.
It'll be Milli Vanilli for really.
So you was about to say something. You want to?
Yeah, I was gonna say we got 10 minutes left. Y'all want to do the manscaping or the fentanyl?
I want to talk about my experience. I had to go to the morgue. I had to go to the morgue. That was
great. This is a great experience. Yes. Like, hey, put this on walk.
Okay, check this out. Now let me stop. I ain't gonna front. I keep everything transparent with me. I had a DUI, and I'm fighting this case. I had to go to the LA County morgue. It was surreal. It was mind blowing. First thing, got patted up. We walked in there, body on the table. I'm looking like, that ain't real. And the dude, he was so cavalier, like, you know, he worked there. Man, her neck was like twisted. She rolled under a car from a drunk driver, ran her over. Her arm was like this, like just everything was breaking. Everything was sick. Everything was crazy. Then we went in the back. They had over 600 John Does and Jane Does, 618. Over 6,000 deaths this year. Just everything. The main death is suicide, and it's mainly people old, getting themselves out the way, Mr. Knight. They're getting themselves out the way, Mr. Knight. Anyway, this ain't funny. This ain't funny. And this was the worst one I seen. A drunk driver. This guy was pointing out. He was wrapped up in a bag. It looked like a carpet, rolled up carpet in a plastic bag. I'm like, he cannot be that skinny. Rolled up. I'm like, that's a person. Ran over from a drunk driver, and then the car crashed, and he burned underneath the damn car. It was sick. But now I think this should be a tool that they should use for kids under, like, around 16 and 15, because I think it'll be more impactful. Because me, I'm like, I know death is coming for everybody, but I do know this. I don't want to cause death or die because of drunk driving. I want to die like every other black man normally die, getting shot by the police.
Like I said last night, this should be a part of driver's ed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, hey, give Walker a horn, man. That's a great testimony. This is like some real type stuff. You know, this is for real. You know, DUIs to me, I mean, I understand that people are people, but I mean, that vehicle is just such a dangerous thing. I remember when I was teaching my nieces how to drive, and that was nerve-wracking, but I always point out to them, look, this machine, this is a tool of death. This is a thing that can do terrible things to not just you, but to somebody else. So every time you get behind that wheel, you have to have an absolute respect and understanding of responsibility for everybody's safe being out there, because I mean, it's just, you know, people don't want to text, they want to do all type of reckless things. It only takes a moment for you to do something terrible that you'll never be able to take back, that is going to affect people for the rest of their lives, those that survive. So it's a very serious thing. Don't drink and drive, you know, be responsible.
Stay home, go live.
That's right. Stay home, go live. That's right. Friday nights, and hopefully, you know, don't be messing up so that the mugs don't miss the Saturday morning show.
I'm here. I'm here.
Don't get high because you don't.
Hey man, I I hit a drunk driver when I was riding my motorcycle. I had a motorcycle deal about like 4 months. This drunk driver busted a U-turn in front of me. And then he stopped. He saw me and stopped the car. I don't know why he didn't keep going, but he was drunk. So I slammed into his car, flipped over the hood of his car, and as I was flipping over, I looked in his windshield. He was looking at me like this. And then the hardest part was when I landed on my back and my feet hit the ground like boom, and that was the most painful shit I ever felt. I felt it all up in my knees and legs and everywhere. And it was that was a drunk driver, so he got arrested and things of that nature. But don't drink and drive. You don't want to end up in that morgue, so people like Walker go and look at your deceased body all mangled up. So
man,
don't drink and drive.
Hey, the people that work in the county morgue, bro, they are too cavalier with them dead bodies. It was a lady, she was like, it was a dead body. We was going in her room, fresh off the DUI trail, just dead as hell, rolled up, looking mangled, and she was in there eating lunch like, hey, I'll be with you guys in a minute. Like, finishing her lunch, bro. It was, and we was in there like, you see what's behind you? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy,
Man,
you get desensitized to that stuff, but
the smell is horrific.
That was my point. I was about to pivot to my sense of smell is way too strong for that. I'm not eating nothing anywhere near there.
Yeah,
man.
This one chick, she ran out the room. She was throwing up everything. It was bad. I was doubled up. I had a mask. They gave us a mask, but I had a mask in my pocket. I doubled up, so it wasn't as bad for me, but. It was terrible, bro. But the workers that worked there, they don't even wear a mask. They so like, yeah. He grabbing the toes of the dead people. He like, yeah, this guy, he got burned to death. But the way we can regenerate his fingerprints is to soak it in pineapple juice. He was serious. He was like, Google it. He was like, Google it, man. It's all kind of craziness, man. But we all gonna go to the morgue one day. We all coming. We all going. So.
Yeah, that's other people's problems, though, not mine.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
man. We got too much time to really get into anything. I mean, unless you want to throw it in there right quick.
Or what? Small talk, or y'all want to hear some small talk?
Well, I mean, the manscaping was kind of a small talk type situation because I mean,
let's go. Let's speak on it. Speak on it.
We talk about manscaping. So our brilliant description of this is manscaping, gay or nay. Now, first of all, let me say that I'm not going to say that gay is wrong. Gay is okay. Gay is whatever. That's not the issue. It's basically to deal with the stigma of perceiving shaving down there as to be gay. I mean, I've heard some females say this, which was kind of shocking to hear. But I'll tell you the reason why I even learned about it is that this made even an issue. When I was in college, I was old. I went back to college. So I was probably like 10 years older than the two females that I was doing a school project with. So we were at my house. And, I had a legal cable situation. So basically, whatever channel you want, they be flipping through. So
Mr. Nice Guy, sorry to interrupt you. We ain't got time for all that.
No. My point is that I'm just telling you that I'm giving you.
Was wearing a blue shirt. That shit was
no. I'm telling you, they the ones.
Is it gay or nay?
No. What I'm telling you is that they break down the whole reason. They explained all of this stuff. I'm just saying that I would have never had any concept of. But
What's the reason? What's the
reason?
reason?
It's
like fucking finish, please, for real.
Let me finish. It's a hygiene issue. It's not just the smell and stuff like that, but they were talking about how hair in your mouth and all this other stuff. So I mean, they were just they broke out all these dynamics that I would have never even considered. So it's just the issue of like a respect type thing that if someone's gonna be down there, that to give them the best opportunity.
Got it.
I forgot what the topic was.
Hey, my opinion on the Manscaping Gay is